This is the problem we had with a Truma CP Plus control panel. The customer was saying that it just wasn't working at all, and they brought a fuse in to see if it was that, wasn't that. I then checked the PCB to make sure there was power getting there, actually down at the combi boiler itself, and it was. I haven't seen this problem before, so I didn't look at this initially straight away, but then we worked out when it was all the other things that it normally is, with the with the PCB being an issue and then power to it. Then we started to look at the Truma combi control panel. So now what we've done is taken it apart. I've already done the fix because the customer came in a week ago and we had to get them going for their week's holiday. So this is kind of a reverse fix. I'm going to put it back to how it was, but I'm going to show you what I did to be able to get it going for the customer, just to kind of get him on holiday because he was miles away from where he was. Now that little red cable there is the power to the combi CP Plus control. So that gives the control 12 volts. Now what I've done here is, because the original one wasn't working at all, there was no 12 volts, which I could have tried to find, but it could have taken hours, it could have taken 5 minutes, and because this was a Sunday and I had other things to do, I thought I would just kind of test to see what was going on and what was happening. And then we decided to just splice 12 volts to it to see if it fired up, which it did. So that is the original power to it. Obviously nothing working. And that was what was a bit puzzling, because I haven't seen this very often before. So there you go, that's not working at all. And then when we put my revised spliced one in, it fired up. So that proves that we just needed to get 12 volt to the CP Plus control panel for it to work. And just to double check, took out the, replaced the original one in, still nothing there. So obviously that's not going to work the boiler. So again, just to test it, pushed it back in again, and off it went. So as we're reverse engineering this, I'm going to show you what I did. I basically just found a 12 volt feed from the lighting circuit, I believe. Now you could, I had a spare plug that I could wire in separately. I didn't want to cut and splice the original one, because then there'll be more joints in it when they actually found out that it was working. So I got one out of my stock and I kind of spliced it in without having to splice the old cable in, so they can reinstate it as factory fitted. It could be something dead simple just further down, but like I said, I didn't really have the time or the inclination to start ripping everything out. So I've now put it all back together again so that the customer can take it back to the dealer and see what happens. And like I said, it could be a 5-minute job, but it also could be a 4-hour job. You just never know. So that's me refitting it back to how it was when it wasn't working. But the little fix is just to splice that wire into a positive feed, and it gave the positive feed to the control panel, and then allowed the customer to carry on with their holiday just for the week. And then as soon as I get it back to the dealership, I'm sure they'll be able to fix it. Pretty much straightforward. All I've got to do is reinstate the 12 volt, which is probably straightforward once you can find out where it is. So if you found this helpful, like and subscribe. Also check out myidealcaravan.co.uk, where there's lots more tips on how to fix caravans and also how to buy caravans. So check that out, sign up to that. You get access to me via a WhatsApp group that you can message me on any time of day or night. And if I'm there and if I see it, I will message you back. So thank you very much for listening to the video, and I'll see you next time.